Hello everyone, this is Morgan Sheen back with the video. The reason I know it's been a while since I made a video is because I'm undisciplined and lazy as fuck, and I want to bring some real value to people, and I just want to change my life and change your world too, right? Can I be selfish and unselfish at the same time? Yeah, absolutely. Get the quality of both worlds, which is similar to what we're going to be talking about today. So, for fitness wise, we're going to be talking about binary states and how we can just get the best of both worlds. So, let me just explain this to real quick. If you want to change your life and make more fitness gains, just watch the whole video. Like, seriously, it'll change your life. This concept right here. So, right here. Sorry, I just burped. Hold up. Sorry, I'll cut that out. So, anyways, people have a binary state of what they think between is what is better for fitness wise, which is a very common mistake. And like 90% of people that make this mistake don't recover from it or don't ever realize it. So, people, well, 80% really. But, anyways, volume and high frequency training, the people on this side, they will have, good gains, bad gains, whatever. People on this side of intensity and low volume are actually very they think that the body is physiologically demanding to high intensity and low volume rest as much as up to like a full week for a muscle group. And the answer lies in, well, let me draw it, the middle. But we have to take this into more specifically, what is the best? Well, let me just elaborate on this more between two binary states. The reason why people have this side is because of social media in general, and the reason why they have all these misconceptions of like what's the best volume and amount of frequency and intensity. And yeah, there's some YouTubers out there like appreciatively like Jeff Nippard that is also out there that educates people on like you know just get the best of both worlds, because he doesn't really recommend. He recommends like high intensity for sure, and a bit of volume for a minimum workout. And people get really specific, like how many sets, how many sets. High frequency. High frequency is the best thing because they heard it from their favorite, YouTuber or whatever. The answer lies in the middle, which is quan. Well, hold on, let me just type this out real quick. Quan quality. That's how we get the best of both worlds. Well, honestly, it should really be written up here, honestly, but that's how we get the best of both worlds. Quan quality. People have this such a weird idea that it's like a zero and one of the body. Like if you train it this way, it'll respond better for hypertrophy or strength gains, and if you train it this way, intensity and low volume, you'll get like the most hypertrophy. That's just not how the body works. Because well, if we had to really get physiologically into it, which I'm not, I mean, physiological major in body kinesiology and like muscles and all that, the muscles really don't care what movement you're doing. As long as you're training the muscle hard, it will still grow in regards to what type of movement or lift you're doing. More muscles will be engaged or not, but like whether less or not, I don't want to keep stuttering on my words here. It's very important that both get quality of all worlds. So to put this into an example, right, I wanted to get a mix of, well, honestly, it just really depend and get, really specific for you, right? But if we had to put an average person, for example, like let's name him John, and he just wants to get more muscular, right? But he's stuck on between, picking a high volume and high frequency training of like 20 reps, low, honestly, like moderate intensity, or he's thinking of doing a Mike Mentzer type-ish where he rests like 3 days before per workouts, right? As he does the workouts more and more, he will notice that some muscles recover, and recovery is a big part of this as well. I should also add this, recovery is also very, recovery significance, significance. That's how you spell it, right? Significance, yeah. Wait, is that? Yeah, yeah, yeah. But anyways, though, some muscles will recover faster. For example, even if you train shoulders like one set to failure, like even to the full point where you can't even lift the rep no more, and like you're going through all out like muscular failure. Okay, boom. You wait a day and it's already recovered, right? Some people have different recovery rates, right? Even no matter how hard you trained it in that one set, for that John, it might be just recovered easily, right? So, okay, we just realized that. So instead, oh, since it does that, then I should train high volume, high frequency. No. you should instead take into account the best option you could do right now, which is train it as frequently as you can when it recovers, right? But then people are like, oh, okay, then it would be PBL. No, no, you have to be training to also the greatest intensity possible for the muscular, muscular, and then let it recover, right? So, honestly, I wish I would get better at, articulating my words more, but this is honestly, it's just that like so many people get this wrong, just get the best of both worlds. That's how it's like, and then, people are like so dumbfounded. They're like, what? Like, what the fuck, right? But that's honestly just how it works, right? So John wants to get more muscular, recovery significance, but then he realizes that when he works his chest and his back, once it's a failure, it takes him a few days to recover, right? So wait, should I instead wait, like 2 to 3 days to recover between workouts? No, because you can still work out to failure in 3 times in a week, right? And yeah, that's just something you have to recognize. So honestly, it all very depends on the person, right? But people have this binary state that they think that like one is better than the other. No. So John here realizes that he can work out 3 times a week, right? So day one, chest and back. Okay. He feels sore, but he knows that even though he can still train when he feels sore, right? Day two, legs, right? Day one could be Monday, day two could be Thursday, right? And then the funny thing is that though his chest and back is recovered, that means he can, or day three, he can train arms on Saturday. Day four, he realizes that even though he's a little bit sore, he can still train traps. He can train traps in the small muscle groups, forearms, neck if you really want to get aesthetic, which is really important, etc. Small muscle groups, right? And so a 4 time a week schedule with, great volume, right? 4 times a week, that's really awesome. Or 3 times a week, yeah, even like better if you want to do like a like full body, like something, whatever, man. Yeah, high intensity, right? Because he's training like only one to two sets, low reps, because low reps is honestly where you get. But the muscles don't know how many reps you're going. Honestly, it would have to be a whole different video, which I'll definitely make. But yeah, that's just like best way to train, honestly, right? Intensity, low volume, train the muscles hard, and then right, and then it'll all be recovered by next week for Monday. And another thing I want to now note in too is that the fact that when you get muscle gains, right, the difference of muscle gain between like it's just so small. Like if somebody was training volume high in frequency to momentary muscular failure, and someone trained intensity low volume to momentary muscular failure, the difference is so insignificant that it almost doesn't matter what you do. The most fundamental aspect is to take your muscles to high intensity and to failure. That is the most fundamental part. So I'm glad you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like and subscribe. I know it's a short one, but I want to get upload more. I want to upload more fitness videos where I'm working out and you see me working out, and get into more in-depth concepts which I want to share with you guys. As a calisthenic athlete for 4 years, I barely lift weights and stuff. So yeah, hope you enjoy.